for Mike Hussey.
It's a shot Mike Hussey plays very well in all forms of the game. Away.
Round the wicket and dropped. Very close to hanging on at full stretch, seemed to have it, and then it just popped out. Now you know why he's on the ground, because he's just acting everything that happens on the field. Dwayne Bravo just lives the game on the field. Well, should have held that really. A second, good return.
To be honest, looking at that, that's one you want to take in the ring, especially in that position. It's a key position, and it would have been a big wicket for the West Indies side. Hussey out.
Hoiked away and no one in that area. First bounce for 4. George Bailey now joins the fun.
Into the legs, sliding in a little bit.
George Bailey, the captain of the T20 Australian team, and loves it on the leg side. There he is in the one-day international series. Very little on the offside between square and extra cover. Majority in the leg side. And that was just where he wants it.
We just had a field change with third man coming up and Sammy dropping out to deep mid-wicket.
Karan Pollard using his boot to make the save. 141 to Australia within 10 of victory. Karan Pollard in his attempt there. But he had, well, shall we say, protection in his underwear, which was or is shorts. Now Narayan. Only 10 to get Australia. Go through for a quick single. So it looks as if it will be a really comprehensive victory for them.
This is where the West Indies fielders inside the ring have got a sense where the game is, and every time it looks to be a dead bat shot, really try and push in hard, and that should never really been a single there. And at this stage of the game, you want them to take the risk, you want them to try and hit boundaries.
Yeah, you'll observed earlier about Darren Sammy coming in very quickly and moving in. Perhaps if he had stayed a little bit back, he would have had an easier catch in the last over. But he was on the move, and it was hit pretty hard. Narayan now to Bailey.
it's a risk you take in those sort of positions, and even moving in, it was still, I think it was something Sammy would be disappointed he didn't take. It is a good point you make there with the fielders coming in and the energy they're showing. You've got to pick the time, and you've got to sort of pick the player and the position to where you make that extra yard and get in that little bit closer.
Yep.
There's another case in point. The fielder is quite a way back. That one perhaps we got a single in any case, because it went very, very slowly, and the fielder would have, even if he was coming in at full pelt, couldn't have stopped it. The point is that they've got to be on the move, not on their heels. Why don't they just set all the fielders on the leg side for Bailey?
I'd have maybe one or two actually. I'd have a cover and a sort of a backward point for that little push out there. But it's a very good point, and it is something getting your position right to where you are for Bailey. He plays a lot to that side, especially when he gets more aggressive.
And that's downhill. Outfield fast, nowhere getting there. So Australia at the end of the over now, just a couple of runs away from winning this first T20 international.
Yep.
This is sort of an innings you expect from Mike Hussey. Just came in, played to his strengths, hit the ball around. The timing was there from the start.
Yep.
It's just a lot of place, a lot of balls through backward point. That's a big thing you possess, that ability to clear the rope, make sure the bowler's on top of their game. Well played, Mike Hussey.
And when you look at it, just 4 fours and 2 sixes. When you compare with the other half-century makers in the match so far, big hitters, Pollard first of all, and then Watson would have had far more 6s and 4s. But Hussey manipulating the ball around very cleverly. Outstanding batsman in any format of the game. Here's Smith. Now to Bailey. Sammy in correction. And pulled away, and that's it. It's a boundary, and Australia win comfortably by 8 wickets. So, and plenty to spare as well. 1.5 overs, so Australia with 11 balls to spare win this first of 2 2020 internationals by 8 wickets. West Indies 150 for 7 wasn't enough. And Australia just never were in any real trouble. Lost a wicket, Warner, in the first over from Santoki, but they put that behind them. And half centuries from Watson and from Hussey. And in the end, with Bailey, the captain, 21 not out, just easing home.
Important role there played by Watson and Hussey, doing the bulk of the scoring, making it quite comfortable in the end for Bailey just to come in, relax at the end and have a good hit out in the middle.
Yeah, Australia have done really well in this form of the game on this ground. This is now their 4th match. 2 against Pakistan in the ICC World 2020, and now 2 against the West Indies. They've won all 4. And they've won this one very comfortably. The West Indies using 7 bowlers. No one being able really to continue the scoring, with the exception of Narayan. As always, as was the case in the 50-50s, Dwayne Bravo just 7 runs per over off his 3. But it was up to Pollard, 54 not out, to give the West Indies that kind of total, 150 for 7. He's been in tremendous form. But the Australians, with Christian coming back into the side, having missed the last two 50-50 matches. And Australia just romping home.
Perfect start for the West Indies with the total they had on the board. It's a little bit of swing. But unfortunately for the West Indies, have brought Hussey and Watson together, who played shots all around the ground. Just the power they had in placement. Watson to start with dominated. Just the timing, just chipping the ball into the gaps.
Yep.
Then Hussey just joined in. And it was almost anything the West Indies did wrong was punished with a boundary. Any width, slightly over pitched.